Hokage. The first Hokage, also known as Hashirama Senju, is the founder of the Hidden Leaf Village and led it with an idealistic vision. He was also the one who laid the foundation for the ninja village system we know today. When it comes to power, Hashirama had some really OP strength. He was famous for his ability to control natural chakra and was the only one who possessed the unique bloodline limit, wood style. Well, later on, anyone who had his cells could use wood style, but no one could use it on the scale he could. Even though he didn't appear much and mostly showed up through flashbacks, and only truly demonstrating his power at the end of the series, his influence was felt throughout the story from beginning to end. I'm planning to make a post about how strong Hashirama is, so we'll leave it here for now. The second Hokage, Tobirama Senju, was the successor to his older brother Hashirama and continued the work of building and protecting Konoha. While he wasn't as famous as his brother Hashirama, Tobirama was an extremely important figure. He was a genius, and, like the creator of the Naruto world, he created several powerful jutsu, including S-rank jutsu like Hirashin no Jutsu, forbidden techniques like Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, and the super dangerous technique Edo Tensei. Tobirama was not only a strong warrior, but also a sharp politician, contributing to the creation of Konoha's management structure. Personally, I think Tobirama was a very logical person, not as dreamy as his older brother, but because of that, he sometimes made very decisive choices and was a bit unfair to the Uchiha clan. Since I've already dedicated a video to our Hokage, let's keep it quick for now. Just a second. We really appreciate everyone who helped us reach 3,200 subscribers last month. Our next goal is 10,000 subscribers. Of course, we will need to improve more in every aspect, but we still need your support, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it. Thank you very much. Next. The third one, Hiruzen Sarutobi, held the position longer than anyone in Konoha's history and is considered one of the greatest hokage. Throughout his time in leadership, Hiruzen witnessed many changes and challenges in the village, and he always tried to protect and maintain stability for Konoha. He was not only a skilled warrior, but also a compassionate teacher, passing down his knowledge to many generations of ninjas, including Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Orochimaru. When it comes to strength, Hiruzen was famous for his mastery of ninjutsu, from regular techniques to incredibly powerful ones, like the Reaper Death Seal. Even though he was a highly respected Hokage, Hiruzen was not without his mistakes, especially in dealing with Orochimaru and the choices he made regarding Konoha's future. The fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, is one of the most beloved and admired Hokage in Konoha's history because of his exceptional talent and because of his great sacrifice. In the story, Minato is famous for his mastery of the Flying Thunder God technique and is known by the nickname the Yellow Flash due to his incredible speed, the fastest in history. When it comes to strength, Minato had amazing chakra control. You can see that with the Rasengan, the powerful technique he created and later developed further by Naruto. He was also highly skilled in sealing techniques, as we saw when he split the Nine Tails and sealed both halves into himself and his son. Minato is perfect, but he's also very human in his sacrifices and the love he had for his family and his village. The fifth Hokage, Tsunade Senju, is the granddaughter of the first Hokage, Hashirama, and is known as one of the legendary three ninjas, alongside Jiraiya and Orochimaru. In the story, Tsunade led the Hidden Leaf Village through one of its toughest times and helped guide the younger generations of ninjas like Naruto and Sakura. Her strength wasn't just in her medical ninjutsu, but also in her exceptional physical power, strong enough to destroy the ground with a single punch. She was practically an immortal warrior in some situations, able to fight on the front lines while also healing her allies at the same time. However, what truly made Tsunade a respected Hokage was her courage and decisiveness in protecting the village, despite the personal losses she had to endure. The sixth Hokage, Kakashi Hatake, was part of Team 7. Before becoming Hokage, he was the teacher who trained Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, and together with his students, they went through major challenges and changes. Kakashi is famous for his nickname Copy Ninja because because of his ability to copy jutsu using his Sharingan, making him a highly versatile fighter in battle. Notably, he created the Chidori at the age of 13, after receiving the Sharingan from Obito and awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan. He gained skills that went beyond the ordinary, such as Kamui, which allows him to transport objects through space. And importantly, Kakashi is incredibly smart and has excellent teamwork skills in combat. A small fact, he achieved all the ninja ranks during his career. The seventh one, Naruto Uzumaki, is the central character of the entire series and the last in the line of Hokage. From a child who was discriminated against for having the Nine Tails power, Naruto grew and overcame all obstacles to become Hokage. As the supreme leader, Naruto protects the village and also builds deeper relationships with others, with the goal of maintaining peace and stability. In terms of strength, Naruto has the ability to use the chakra of the Nine Tails, allowing him to create and use incredibly powerful jutsu, such as Rasengan and its variations. After receiving support from the previous Hokage and the power of the Sage of Six Paths, Naruto officially became one of the strongest ninjas in history. But his most powerful technique is probably his Talk no Jutsu. Naruto truly has a special ability to reach people's hearts and change them. Naruto's journey of growth is very inspiring, and he is one of the kindest and warmest characters in the series. Currently, there is no official 8th Hokage in the Naruto timeline. However, it can be assumed that Konoha is now being managed by the strategist of the 7th Hokage, Shikamaru Nara, one of the smartest people in the Naruto universe. He may seem lazy and carefree, but in reality, he is a very responsible person who always carries the team in tough situations. Kazekage. Reto was the first kazekage and also the founder of Tsunagakure. He was so powerful that he could use overwhelming strength to bring all the ninjas in his country under control. Unfortunately, there isn't much information about him. It is known that he participated in the first 5 Kage summits, where he suggested giving more fertile land to the villagers. This shows that he was not afraid to negotiate to protect the interests of Tsunagakure. Shaman was the second kazekage, recognized for his mostly bald head and a large dragon tattoo covering one of his eyes. Not much is known about him, but the databook mentions that he researched Jinchuriki to make the village stronger and was skilled in puppet jutsu, making him a kind of predecessor to Sasori and Kankuro. The third kazekage was considered the strongest of all the kage of the Sand Village, with his iron sand technique making him the most feared in the history of the village. He created this power by studying the One Tail's abilities and using his magnet release to control iron particles like sand. This made metal weapons useless against him and allowed him to disrupt enemy puppets, meaning he would have been a major challenge for the second kazekage. Even though he was incredibly strong, he was eventually defeated by Sasori, who turned him into a human puppet, his favorite due to its rarity. The fourth kazekage is Rasa, Gaara's father, who's also considered one of the worst parents in anime. He turned Gaara into a Jinchuriki by sealing Shukaku inside him, but later tried to have Gaara killed when Gaara struggled to control his emotions and the beast. This led Gaara to believe that no one loved him. As for Rasa's powers, he inherited the third kazekage magnet release, which combined earth and wind release to control gold dust. Since gold dust is heavier than regular sand, he used it to slow down Gaara's attacks and suppress Shukaku. He also used it for defense, offense, and even for surveillance by forming a floating eye. Gaara, my boy, is the final kazekage to date. He's one of the best examples of a villain who turned into a hero. During the Chunin exams, he was terrifying. But once we learned about his tragic past, it made sense why he acted the way he did. His redemption story is one of the best in Naruto, and he even became kazekage before Naruto achieved his dream, which pushed Naruto to work harder. Gaara was very strong from a young age, easily defeating assassins sent after him and breaking records in the Chunin exams. As kazekage, he defeated his revived father and became the commander-in-chief during the war. His shield of sand, which is powered by his mother's love, automatically protects him, and he can use moves like Sand Coffin and Sand Burial to crush enemies. Even after losing Shukaku, he remains incredibly strong, with enough sand control to protect his entire village. His power is so great that people still think he's a Jinchuriki. Mizukage. Byakuren was the first mizukage and the founder of the Hidden Mist Village. He had the appearance of a wise old man, with a long gray beard and a scar over his blind left eye. He was highly respected for his wisdom and took part in the first Gokage summit. Although we don't know much about his specific abilities, it's clear that he was strong enough to establish Kirigakure. Gengetsu Hozuki, the second mizukage, was a powerful warrior from the Hozuki clan, known for their ability to turn their bodies into liquid, making physical attacks ineffective. He had a fierce rivalry with the second Tsuchikage, and in their final battle, both ended up killing each other. Gengetsu was incredibly strong, mastering water, lightning, earth, and fire release, along with yin and yang release. He could use deadly water gun jutsu and his steam imp clone, which would explode and reform continuously. When he was brought back to life by Edo Tensei, Gaara and his team had pretty much trouble defeating him, but Gaara managed to use his father's gold dust to slow him down and stop his endless explosions. Impressed by Gaara's cleverness, Gengetsu jokingly called him a golden child. Yeah, he had a kind of playful nature. The third Mizukage remains somewhat of a mystery. He had long dark hair and was the bodyguard of the first Mizukage during the first Gokage summit, which shows he was one of the strongest shinobi in Kirigakure at the time. Unfortunately, there isn't much more information about him. Yagura Karatachi, the fourth Mizukage, might have looked young, but he was incredibly strong. Like Naruto and Gaara, he was both a Kage and a Jinchuriki, hosting the three tails. Very impressive that he was one of the few shinobi to fully control his tailed beast at a young age. Unfortunately, he was manipulated by Obito using genjutsu. Yagura used a unique staff with hooks on both ends and had control over water and wind release. One of his most interesting abilities was creating water mirrors that reflected an opponent's attack back at them. He could also transform into full three tails mode, fire, biju balls, and use coral palm to trap enemies in fast-growing coral, restricting their movements. Mei Terumi, the fifth Mizukage, took charge after Yagura's violent rule and focused on reforming the village and improving its relationships with other nations. She also survived the brutal academy graduation ceremony. As the first female Kage we're talking about, you know she had to be strong. Mei was skilled in water, earth, fire, and lightning release, but her real strength came from having two Keke Genkai, lava release, a combination of earth and fire, and boil release, a mix of fire and water. Boil release was so powerful it could melt even Sasuke Susanoo, though Mei herself was immune to it. Lava release allowed her to throw molten rock at her enemies, kind of like lava bending in the Naruto world. She also had solid water style, using it for both defense and offense. For example, she was able to counter Madara's fire style and turn defense into offense with her water dragon technique. On top of that, she could use hidden mist jutsu like Zabuza, which made it difficult for users of the Sharingan and Rinnegan to track her movements. Chojuro, the sixth Mizukage, was once part of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist and had a major crush on Mei Terumi before he became Mizukage. Even though he doesn't look like much, Chojuro is a skilled swordsman. He once defeated 3 opponents with a broken katana and could easily wield Zabuza's massive blade. He also held his ground against Urashiki Otsutsuki with some help from Gaara. Chojuro's sword, Hira Makare, can store chakra and release it in any form the user desires. He's used it to create a hammer that knocked back Sasuke Susanoo and unleash powerful chakra slashes. Chojuro can even split his sword into 2 and uses water release, making him a formidable swordsman in battle. Raikage. The first Raikage founded Kumogakure and sent the Gold and Silver brothers to capture the 9 tails before Madara, although they failed. Not much is known about him, but he was strong enough to create and lead a powerful shinobi village and also attended the first Hokage summit. The second Raikage, also known as A, was the first Raikage bodyguard before taking on the role of Raikage himself. While not much is known about him, he was known for his strength and political skills. During a ceremony to seal the alliance between Konoha and Kumogakure, he and the second Hokage were attacked by the Gold and Silver brothers. The third Raikage was incredibly strong, even taking on the 8 tails without any armor or weapons, which caused him to scar himself in the process. He could use lightning, fire, and earth release, with his most famous move being Black Lightning, which he passed on to Darui. He also had Lightning Release Chakra mode, which made him faster and more defensive, allowing him to dodge Amaterasu. The only attacks that could reach him were long-range wind release moves, but even those couldn't deal a decisive blow. His most powerful technique was the Invincible Spear, a lightning-based attack so strong it could pierce even rubber, making it more powerful than his already tough body. This spear was the key to his defeat. The fourth Raikage, the son of the third, is just as impressive. He's so tough that he casually chops off his own arm after it gets hit by Amaterasu. As the leader of the allied shinobi forces, he proved his strength. Like his father, he combines ninjutsu and taijutsu, using lightning release chakra mode to boost both his speed and power. Before Naruto, he claimed to be the fastest shinobi. His fight against Sasuke showed his strength, even breaking through Susanu's ribs. With his massive chakra and tough body, the fourth Raikage was definitely a powerhouse. Darui, the fifth Raikage, was once the fourth's right-hand man and played an important role in defeating the Gold and Silver brothers. He has huge chakra reserves, capable of handling powerful tools from the Sage of Six Paths. Darui uses wind, water, and lightning release, with his signature move being a mix of water wall and lightning for a shocking effect. He can also use storm release to control electricity beams and black lightning, even forming a panther to electrify his enemies. Skilled with his cleaver sword, he can channel lightning through it to make his attacks even stronger. And that's the raikage for you. Tsuchikage. The first Tsuchikage, Ishikawa, was the founder of Iwagakure in the Land of Earth. A member of the Kamizuru clan, he was skilled in bug-related ninjutsu and used earth release to fly. He also possessed sacred scrolls for taming bugs. Although not much is known about him, he was strong enough to establish his own village. The second Tsuchikage, Mu, was a mysterious figure, known as the non-person, because he didn't have a physical form or chakra, making him almost invisible. He was skilled at sensing chakra from a distance and could dodge attacks, even from blind spots. Mu had the ability to split into two to avoid danger, though this weakened him. He could use all 5 basic nature transformations, including Yang release. He could also fly using earth release and conceal his presence with water release, bending light to become nearly undetectable. His ability to stay hidden and move without being seen made him a powerful opponent. Mu could use dust release, a powerful technique that combines earth, wind, and fire. It disintegrates anything it touches on a molecular level, making it ideal for wiping out large groups of enemies. Onoki, the third Tsuchikage, is an 80-plus-year-old powerhouse who still wows everyone with his abilities. Even though he's older, he once saved the raikage from Madara, and Madara himself praised him for it. Onoki can use all 5 elements, including lava and dust release, which can turn anything into dust and even destroy whole islands. He's also an expert in earth release, able to fly, create clones, and control weight to make his punches stronger or slow down his enemies. This earthbending legend truly deserves all the respect. Kurotsuchi, the fourth Tsuchikage, is the granddaughter of Onoki, and she's powerful in her own right. She can use earth, fire, water, and yin release. In Boruto, she showed just how strong she is by holding her ground against 100,000 Zetsu. Kurotsuchi can create rock shelters, form deadly spears, and even use lava release to trap her enemies with quicklime. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.